did a video about roses, bare-rooted roses, and how to know whether they were alive or whether they were just brown stems inside. And what I suggested was that you have a look in the boxes, look inside, check the stems, which are usually covered in green wax, take a little bit off or lift them out and have a look at the base of the plant. And if you see green, proper green on the stems themselves, the plant is alive. I did think at the time of doing one about other plants, but I got too busy and didn't do it. But this week my daughter asked me, she bought a plant, and it's actually this one. And assuming, like most people do, that you buy the packet and the plant is inside it. So I suggested that she should have checked it first. And again, as being a new gardener, she didn't know what you were supposed to do or what to look out for. So I have been out and bought a few more plants in packets. And I bought these Agapanthus. I love Agapanthus anyway. They're quite reasonable. They were 3 for £5. But because you need to check inside the bag without opening it if there's a plant there, generally what you do is you squeeze them or gently, or have a look and see if there's any shoots coming up. And this one here, I've actually soaked these overnight because I wanted the plant to absorb quite a bit of moisture because it's a bit late now. But as you can see, that there is a little bit of a green shoot there, which means it's alive. So I'm going to open this now on camera just to check that it is correct. So just by pulling off the tops there, opening up the bag, and as you can see, there is a nice green shoot there. It's very, very mucky at the moment because of the water dripping up, but that's a nice green shoot. So all I need to do with that now is to just literally take it out of the bag, and usually, there we are, when you take them out, they look very much like that. You've got part of the main plant that it came from originally, with this lovely green shoot on the top, and that is fine. You can plant it straight into the garden, there's no problem at all. The weather is milder now and it will benefit from being in the garden. Because I've nowhere that I really want to put this, I'm actually going to just put it into a pot. And all you need is some basic multi-purpose compost, peat-free if you can, because from next year you won't be able to buy compost with peat in it, so well worth trying now to change over to peat-free. So just make a little well in the middle, if I can, put them inside like that there, cover them over, and that one now I will put outside. I won't keep it indoors, I'll put it outside until it grows a little bit bigger, probably put it in the greenhouse or under cover outside, and then you will have a decent plant for planting out this summer, or even sort of keeping it for next year. And the same, I actually had to go through about 12 packets of plants just to make sure that there was new growth inside, and I only found 3 of them. In the past, I have actually gone to the shop manager and said that there were no plants in the container itself, but it's like everything else. They are just there to sell the plants, and they don't know whether they're alive or not. And again, this one, as you see, there is a plant inside it. It's very yellow, but it doesn't matter because once it's in the light, it will actually turn green and grow normally. So don't worry if it's yellow, it's as long as there is an actual plant with a root in it. And if you gently squeeze the plant, the package there, you will feel a root inside it. And again, the last one was this one, which again, there are some really nice shoots in that one, as you can see there. So I was quite pleased about that one. But again, they are yellow. They are yellow, but they will grow and probably produce flowers maybe next year. But I'm lucky that I've got 2 shoots on there. So out of those 3 packets, I had to get 3, I had to look through about 10 to 12 packets to make sure that there was real growth in there. So we'll now open the one my daughter bought. And again, I have checked this. I squeezed the packet gently, and as far as I can tell, there is nothing in there. And this is supposed to be a hosta. And really, we're now in April and it's getting quite late to have these. But I would say there's nothing in there. So to prove whether I'm right or wrong, I could be wrong, but hopefully I'm right. But she paid for this, bought it, assuming there's going to be a plant inside it. And there we are. Oh, and I am actually wrong. There is just a little shoot there. I don't think that is going to grow very well because, as you can see, it's very bare, it's very dry, but I will try it. But that is just, if you see compost, a bag that's like that, you squeeze it and those roots are so dry that I think they will fail. But there would normally have been a nice green shoot on there. So I will plant this, or I'll put it in some water and see if it recovers. If so, I will let you know. But that's one way of finding out how to tell whether your plant is going to be fresh or not. And this compost is very dry. Another plant I bought there, these are called ornithogalums, I think they're called. They're a bit like alliums, but they grow very tall, but they do come as bulbs. And the way to tell with these again, actually it's easier because if you press them gently, they will be very firm, and these are very firm. So they can actually be soaked in water overnight, and then they can be planted out in the garden straight away. And as you can see, these are two quite nice bulbs, both green. There's some green on there, but that doesn't really matter. I should be able to plant these, trim the roots a little bit there, and I should be able to plant these straight into the ground. They're a little bit like daffodil bulbs, but you plant them and these grow quite tall. So if you're looking for plants in these packages, check the bag inside, so squeeze it gently and you will feel whether there's plants there. If you can see a green shoot, that is all the better. If you're buying them as bulbs, then obviously just gently press them, and if they're firm, they are fine. If they're soft at all, then don't purchase them, just look for something else. And again, if you buy one and there's nothing in there, take it back. I do. I would take them back and ask them for a refund or look for a new one. So hopefully that will give you some help as to how to choose your plants when you buy them in these packages. And I'll do something else in another couple of days' time. So thank you very much for watching, and hope this advice helps.